What's up, you guys? It's your girl Sammy J, and today we're going to be reacting to the real reason Mexicans try to kill Tory Lanez today in prison. Bro, the downfall of Tory Lanez is absolutely insane. I didn't really follow court when it was being aired and stuff like that, but I do remember somebody that I was friends with following it, and he was always telling me, nah, Tory Lanez is not going to be guilty. He's not going to be guilty. Just not. It's just the evidence just doesn't point in that direction. And I remember when he got convicted, I was like, your boy is guilty. But I do remember feeling when the whole case was going on, bro, I'm just never on anybody's side until there's like undoubtedly like evidence that you just can't ignore. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, from my remember, I just don't remember feeling that way. It just felt so iffy, like it could have gone 50-50. But let's get straight into this video. Let's see what happened. This story is getting crazy.
An incident involving Tory Lanez earlier today has started a race war in this Los Angeles prison, and we're going to explain everything. We got the entire detail. TMZ reported earlier today, a rep for the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation confirms that Tory Lanez was attacked by another prisoner in a housing unit at California Correctional Institute in Tahacapahapi. Hey, bro, that's a name I never heard before, bro. All right, it's probably a good thing I never heard it. Around 7:20 in the morning,
early,
prison staff dashed to the scene and began administering first aid to Tory after calling 911. Tory was then rushed to a hospital off prison grounds to receive more treatment. The CDCR spokesperson did not disclose Tory's current condition. They was plotting on that boy and wanted Tory badly, bro. 7 a.m. in the morning, this when you getting out yourself for breakfast. So to poke this man up before you even had a full meal, before you done filled your belly up.
They plotted. This was planned.
Doing this first thing in the morning shows, bro, this was on your mind all night. All night. Now, I was told this wasn't in the yard as people is reporting, and this wasn't in his cell. This was in a common area that this took place. Tory's team took to his Instagram to confirm he was indeed stabbed.
14
they
times
would say
is
that Tory
crazy.
Lanez was stabbed 14 times, including 7 wounds to his back, 4 to his torsos, 2 to the back of his head, and 1 to the left side of his face. This was a murder hit, bro. If you thought this was anything else than a murder, you're out of your mind, bro. They wanted this man out the paint. 2
to the back of the head and 1 to the... How is he alive? 14 is crazy.
They wanted this man gone. Both of his lungs collapsed, and he was placed on a breathing apparatus. He is now breathing on his own. Despite being in pain, he is talking normally, in good spirits, and deeply thankful to God that he is pulling through. He also wants to thank everyone for their continued prayers and support. This wasn't over no gambling debt. This wasn't over all the other nonsense we've heard. This was something really serious. This was intentional. This was something that was to send a message, because Tory Lanez have been adapting to the prison life a little too well. And we're going to explain exactly what I mean by that. But first, let's hear from somebody directly at the prison who can confirm that the Mexicans were who stabbed Tory Lanez. Now, this audio comes from Spider-Loc on YouTube. Spider-Loc is a LAOG who was able to tap in with somebody directly from their prison. He recorded the conversation. People I tapped in with ain't want to be recorded. So I'm going to play you guys Spider-Loc's recording, and then I'm going to break down exactly what I heard.
Oh, yeah, I hear you now.
What it do, Kyle?
Yo, I hear you, bro.
What's Gucci?
What's cracking?
What it do, Five?
Shit, nothing much to look, right? This morning, brother, the Mex came out and bust on the boy Tory. You know, they airlifted him and all that, so, you know, no, that's going to respond. When we come off this shit, we're going to respond the right way to that.
They laid the yard down?
No, it happened in the building.
The response tell you how they're viewing this. They're not viewing this as an isolated incident, as an incident where somebody in Tory Lanez has some issues individually and things went how men handle it individually, and Tory Lanez caught the worst of it. That's not how they're viewing this at all. What happened was a sucker attack, an ambush, an attack from the back, not no man up stuff. And they don't view this as a one-off incident, as an isolated incident between Tory Lanez and a dude who don't like Tory Lanez. No, they see this as a strategic attack on the blacks. They see this as a race issue. And that dude just said, yo, we about to tear this place up. It's going to be an absolute race riot. It's a war going on right now. That's because Tory Lanez is an asset. And we're going to explain exactly what Tory Lanez have been doing that made Tory Lanez public enemy #1 to the Mexicans. Tory Lanez is seen as an asset. And just like any war, like if one country is about to attack another country, what they go for? They go for pivotal spots and pivotal assets first and strategic bombings. Tory Lanez is the strategic bomb. He's the asset to the blacks. And he's been an asset in more way than none. He's adapted the prison politics better than any celebrity I've ever seen, bro. He's entrenched in it right now. Also, Tory Lanez is Muslim. Well, he converted to Muslim. His Muslim name is like Amin Kabab, whatever. Yeah, he's Muslim now. So now those are another politics in the play. This is bad.
What was
I ain't gonna lie, I'm not really too familiar with like prison. I don't know the word, but I'm not familiar with it. But I did just see something that the Bodyguard just came out with new information that Tory Lanez wasn't the one that shot Meg. I see what he's saying, but what if it's just like a cover up? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, let's let them think the Mexicans did it. Like, I'm just not really truly understanding why the Mexicans would think Tory Lanez is that much of an asset that they want to take him out. Like, that part, correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section, but that is not computing in my brain to me. It's not adding up. I just don't see the relevance. I'm not saying he's not an asset in the black community, but what does that have to do for the Mexicans? Like, why would they want to take him out that badly? I think they want us to think that it was the Mexicans. And
over some, what he had did he have a debt, a gambling debt or something?
Nah, nothing like that. Shit, we don't even really know. We don't even know the whole situation, you know.
So it was just like some foul play. So it's finna be up.
Yeah, it's for sure with some foul play.
Damn, cuz. Wasn't nobody right there with him when it happened? Wasn't nobody right there with him when it went down?
Yeah, I guess nobody wasn't. He was by himself out there. He got a whole tier full of necks. He on a whole tier full of necks.
Wow.
Because you already know, once we get off this shit, we press some play on. We press play.
I'm already knowing. God damn. You don't know if he gonna be all right or not either, huh?
Nah, we don't know yet. He gonna be all right, though. He gonna pull through, though.
Peep the word in here, foul play. When we get up out of here, because right now the prison is shut down, is a lockdown currently going on, but after that lockdown is up. But peep the word in, foul play, foul play, foul play. The only thing that you consider foul play is when you attack damn near an innocent man, or when you attack somebody because of their race and not because they did something to you personally. Or you attack somebody strategically to take them out. I'm speaking in code right now because I want y'all to really follow along and get it, but I'm gonna lay this all out perfectly. But don't go nowhere. Just keep watching. I'm gonna lay this all out perfectly for you, and it's gonna make sense by the end of this video.
That's right. That's crazy because I've been out here. I've been the whole time he's been going through what he's been going through. I've been feeling like that nigga got railroaded. I hate to see him in that position. I'm glad.
Man, for sure, he got railroaded.
Yeah, he got railroaded. I'm glad that the
that's an innocent man in prison, bro.
I believe it, 100%. How he been programming in there? He been programming cool.
Man, all he do is program, come outside, work out, play ball, do him.
That's right. I heard it's been cracking up there too. It was a riot the other day, not too long ago.
Yeah, it was like I want to say like 3 weeks ago it was a riot.
Yeah, I got
like 2, 3 weeks. Yeah.
You been straight though?
Yeah, it be cracking up here. Yeah, I've been straight. You know me, keeping my head up high. I got 4 months left.
Here's what's going on. Tory Lanez have been using his money for a lot of good in prison, but he's also been using his money to do a lot of underhanded things in prison. And those things just came back to get him. One instance of Tory Lanez using his money for good is Christmas of last year. Tory Lanez made sure everybody commissary was filled to the brim. If you ain't have commissary, you had commissary that week because Tory Lanez looked out for everybody.
Jeez.
Everybody was eating good that week off of Tory Lanez. Tory Lanez have been using his money to really help the facility, really help the inmates. Tory also currently has the Hand of God initiative where he's helping inmates who's facing life or inmates with really long sentences who want to file an appeal, who need legal help filing an appeal. He's helping them file appeals to get back in front of a judge and hopefully get their cases overturned if they're completely innocent. So Tory Lanez is doing a lot of good, and he has really ingratiated himself with the people. People in jail, like specifically the black inmates, the Muslim inmates, they love Tory Lanez. Tory Lanez is like a king in there. Tory has also been using his money for nefarious activities in prison. He's been moving like a Don Dada. He's been moving like an absolute pharaoh in prison. Nobody can see or touch Tory Lanez. Tory Lanez is really moving like a kingpin in that bit, bruh. All right, he's dropping bags on people. All right, anybody got an issue with Tory Lanez, bro? You got 100 dudes to go through before you can get to Tory Lanez, bro. I was told personally by somebody, bro, Tory Lanez is terrorizing that jail. Not really terrorizing the blacks because they all run together, bro. But if you look at Tory Lanez the wrong way, you might get done up. Like, not by Tory, just by somebody who want to prove himself to Tory, bro. Like, that's how bad it is right now. And Tory Lanez hasn't been hiding the kingpin. Tory Lanez has been rapping about on multiple songs about how, he's the king of the yard, bruh. He putting bags on people if it comes to that.
That's what money do.
And I was told this ain't no rap cap. I was told this is really happening in real life behind the bars. In a recently released song with DDG that Tory Lanez recorded from behind prison.
This is actually not funny. It's kind of crazy. But I literally just reacted to DDG's whole thing, and he's basically has some crazy allegations being thrown his way too. I mean, he's not being charged for anything, but it's just so wild how things will play out. Jesus Christ.
And using a jail phone, Tory Lanez actually rapped about some activities he's currently doing in prison, which is running the yard and putting bags on people and getting others to do his dirty work if people get out of line.
Sent me to prison and all that it taught me is if it go down how to stab the shit out you. Tommies and bunkers, the knives, the thumpers, the lock and the sockets, the crack the shit out you. I call a shot on the yard, you a problem. My son out there hitting cash app shit out you. Standing on business and standing on business. J pay the killers to stand on the witness. COs are hating, they banning my business. They claiming they call me with hands on the titties.
There's one incident in particular I was told about where a dude owed Tory Lanez a gambling debt. Now, I don't know why Tory Lanez is in jail gambling, but he's gambling, I'm assuming, to pass time.
Yeah, he's bored.
When somebody owe you money, like in a real world, you can probably say, bro, I'll let it go. I don't care. But in prison, bro, you cannot show weakness, and just letting a gambling debt go like that is showing weakness. So I was told Tory Lanez apparently had money owed to him by this dude. Dude was slow to pay up. Tory Lanez had some dudes jump the dude and beat him up.
Ow.
Right? Tory Lanez put the bag up. And I'm not even saying he put the bag up like literally, because I'm sure these dudes would do anything for Tory Lanez behind bars, bro. But it feels like Tory Lanez got a crew of henchmen who is willing to do anything for Tory Lanez. Now, I was told that Tory Lanez have had some cross pathings with some Mexicans or cross paths with some Hispanics in there that ain't go well. And they're beginning to feel that Tory Lanez was having too much power in that jail, bro. They was beginning to feel like, Tory Lanez is bringing in cell phones, bringing in drugs, allegedly, bro. I don't know. Allegedly, bro. Allegedly, bro. I don't know. Okay, I don't know. Allegedly, bro. All right? But when you're a Mexican and you look at Tory Lanez and you think of it as a war going on, or let's say war is pending, and you look at Tory Lanez as a valuable asset, because he's a multi-millionaire, he's able to bring in shanks, bring in drugs, right? Bring in resources, bring in certain things that's, that the blacks can use. And when you're a Mexican, you sit back and you look at that as, hold on, bro. Tory Lanez and us done had a couple run-ins.
All right, he's kind of painting the picture for me a little bit better, and I can understand when someone has that much power, you don't want that. It's not going to sit right with you.
That ain't go well. He's putting bags on people's heads in this jail. He's causing a lot of trouble. He's building up a lot of resources for the blacks. Something got to go. So some crash dummy. I was told, the dude who stabbed Tory Lanez, him and Tory Lanez ain't even really have no issues like that, to be honest.
I can believe that.
This was a targeted hit. This was strategic. 14 times, they're coming to kill you, bro. Yeah. I was told this was strategic. This was to take out a valuable resources for the blacks in jail. Tory Lanez was just somebody who they thought was, if you take out Tory Lanez, that takes away a lot of the resources the blacks currently have. Right? But y'all let me know in the comment section, what do you...
I ain't gonna lie, this story is actually pretty crazy. And given the context now, I understand why, especially in a prison setting, you're like, yeah, bro, you're too powerful in here, and we are not fucking with it. We need to take you out. I don't condone any violence of any sort, but I understand what might have been at play here, and it's crazy. Isn't it crazy too, because there is a whole story going around now that Tory Lanez is innocent. He's not even supposed to be here. This man almost died. Granted, even if he did do what he did, this is still insane. This is absolutely insane. 14 times they was trying to take you out. You was not meant to be here. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're new.